Baratheon, first of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, sentence you to die. Winter is coming.
Lord Ned Stark, I would name you the Hand of the King.
I've never been able to refuse your wife anything.
You're a funny man. Huh? A very funny man.
Ned Stark's known as the Lord of Winterfell, which is the northern section of the Seven Kingdoms. He's a loyal man, a very decisive man, especially loyal towards the king and his family.
Go on. Father's watching. And your mother.
Which one of you was a marksman at 10? Keep practicing, Bran.
The goal in creating the sets was to try to combine architectural elements that were appropriate to a distant period without being specific about that period. We knew that each of the worlds would be based on a very simple concept. Everything should come from a 50-mile radius. What the characters wore, what they ate, what building materials they had, how they decorated. So with that precept in mind, we actually funneled our vision to see what would be possible for each of those worlds.
Well, Winterfell sort of falls somewhere really in between, the Red Keep and Castle Black. We don't want Winterfell to feel too wintry, because in the story winter is coming. At the moment, in their terms, Winterfell's experienced a long, long summer.
Winterfell, of any of them, is probably the closest to a kind of traditional Northern European world with kind of thick, strong castle walls. It's also about keeping warm up there, so you have to have skins in the windows. They have furs, skins on their beds. They put lots of rushes down and stuff. They survive in a way. It's not. It's okay. It's comfortable-ish.
Winterfell's such an amazing place. It's a huge castle. So many people living there, so many people part of it, and so many people that make it function. The art department is so amazing with what they've created. When you've got a butcher plucking chickens or splitting open pigs or all these very kind of real things, and it's so fantastically detailed. It really it helps you so much as an actor to really just believe in where you are and what you're doing.
The Hand is the Prime Minister. He's the chief counselor of the king. He speaks for the king with the king's voice when the king is not available. He's the king's chief counselor when the council assembles and all that. Robert has depended on Jon Arryn, his kind of surrogate father, for all these years, but now Jon Arryn is dead, and he has to find a new hand, and Ned Stark is the man that he trusts most.
You're a loyal friend. You hear me? A loyal friend. The last one I've got.
His boyhood friend, the companion who fought beside him in the war. but who is far removed from the intrigues of King's Landing. I mean, Robert could much more easily have chosen a present council member. He could have turned to his brother Stannis. He could have turned to one of the Lannisters, Lord Tywin, for example, who was the hand of the Mad King for many years and was very qualified, a very strong and competent hand. He could have turned to him. He could have turned to Jaime Lannister, which is what Cersei wants, his queen wants. He doesn't want any of those people. He doesn't trust any of those people. He wants Ned, who he trusted, who he grew up with, who helped him win the throne. But of course, by selecting Ned, he's making enemies elsewhere among the people he's not selecting. So that starts a lot of things rolling.
I need you, Ned. Down at King's Landing, not up here where you're no damn use to anybody. Lord Eddard Stark, I would name you the Hand of the King.
Robert gets very worried because what he's worried about is really what Viserys is hoping for, which is that in exchange for wedding off his sister to Khal Drogo, Drogo will give him his army and allow Viserys to cross the Narrow Sea and conquer the Seven Kingdoms. That's a true threat. From Ned Stark's point of view, it's not a true threat because the Dothraki are famous for two things. One is they're great warriors, and two, they don't sail. They hate the water, they're afraid of the water, they won't cross any water that a horse won't drink, so basically salt water. That's the Narrow Sea. No Dothraki has ever gotten on board a boat and crossed the Narrow Sea. The idea of an army of Dothraki crossing is completely inconceivable and, just foolish. So from his perspective, Robert is terrified of ghosts and phantoms and all sorts of things that won't ever come to pass. The idea of issuing a hit on a young girl who's pregnant is really loathsome to Ned. He doesn't want to do that. I mean, he's a man of honor. He's killed many people before, but it's been enemies on the battlefield. He's never, issued an assassination order against a young woman, much less a pregnant young woman. He just refuses to do it.
I followed you into war. Twice. Without doubts. Without second thoughts. But I will not follow you now. The Robert I grew up with didn't tremble at the shadow of an unborn child.
She dies.
Robert just thinks that's kind of silliness and it's all fancy talk, and that the truth of it is that you have to do all sorts of horrible things if you're going to rule the kingdoms, including get your hands bloody, including sometimes killing people who might not deserve it on their own. So the two friends are very much at odds over this. They're both very stubborn men. Ned just simply says no, refuses to do it, throws down the token of his office, the hand pin, and storms off. And Robert, as far as he's concerned, Ned has just committed treason by disobeying a direct order from the king.
You're the King's hand, Lord Stark. You'll do as I command, or I'll find me a hand who will.
And good luck to him. I thought you were a better man.
Out, damn you, I've done with you! Go, run back to Winterfell!
Such a small pack of wolves.
Stay back, sir. This is the Hand of the King.
Was the Hand of the King. I'm not sure what he is. Lord of somewhere very far away.
What's the meaning of this, Lannister?
Get back inside, where it's safe. I'm looking for my brother. You remember my brother, don't you, Lord Stark? Blonde hair, sharp tongue, short man.
I remember him well.
Seems he had some trouble on the road. You wouldn't know what happened to him, would you?
He was taken at my command to answer for his crimes.
My lords, I'll bring the city watch.
Come, Stark. I'd rather you die sword in hand.
If you threaten my lord again...
As in, I'm going to open your lord from balls to brains and see what Starks are made of.
You kill me. Your brother's a dead man.
You're right. Take him alive. Kill us, Ned. My brother, Lord Stark. I want him back.